Since it is finals weekend, we decided to spend a whole lot of money to get an actual famous Dota celebrity, the most famous person to ever be locked in Joey's room. It is none other than Arteezy.
Hello, everybody. Hello.
Yes, wave to the studio audience. Wave to the studio audience.
Yeah,
they love
it's just
it.
the production crew.
Artur, thanks for coming on.
No problem.
Condolences about this tournament, sir.
Am I allowed to swear?
You absolutely,
for sure.
you drop as
All
many
the
swears
bad
as you
words.
want.
Well, shit happens then.
Shit happens, man.
Yeah.
Shit happens. You got countered.
Yeah.
The enemy coach also shaved his head.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. That was
Yeah.
rough. If I knew about that, I'd have to convince somebody to do it fast.
Yeah.
How did he find out about me? That's
I
the
know
question.
that. I was like,
I
that's
tried to
sneaky.
conceal it the whole time.
I think he like maybe saw it and did it like there at the arena.
I think he did it at the arena because I think Valve is the people. They took photos when you guys were setting up. And then
No
suddenly
way.
it was like instantly everyone's like, holy shit, guys, Arteezy. No hair.
Damn.
I'm just waiting for a full team to do it. Like I feel like that's the ultimate power.
I feel Bald is losing right now though.
That's
Bald, I think
yeah.
people are scared of Bald. Now people are going to be anti-Bald. So if you're bald right now, you wear a hat.
So you think whoever's going to win TI is the team with the most hair?
Yes.
At that point in time.
I
All
actually
right,
feel like that is what's happening this year.
shit. Who's got really long hair?
Like Matu right now.
Oh
is-
shit,
he's-
Matu.
He's
Oh
only,
no, he's destined.
Does the beard count for bonus? Because
Yes.
the man looks like a lumberjack.
It absolutely counts. Absolutely counts. Like I'm way too hairless right now. I'm losing.
That's true.
Yeah.
You look like a newborn babe.
Yeah.
How do you like the bald life?
The first day was great. I think I enjoyed it a lot. I felt different.
Yeah.
And it was a bit cold. It was a bit cold. Even here in Singapore, it was a bit cold. But now I just kind of miss my hair, man. I don't know. It doesn't feel like sometimes I touch like this and there's no hair. So it doesn't feel good.
All right. Well, I guess that's a plan for the next season. Grow back the hair.
Yeah.
What is your plans for the next season? You got anything yet?
Uh,
Waiting for that infamous TI after party like everybody usually does?
I think I'm just going to chill with Dove probably. I'm not
Yeah.
going to go to any after parties. We have 2 months before we play an official match. So I'm not really sure what's going to happen exactly.
Yeah.
I'm just going to take it easy. I'm going to a Blackpink concert though on November 5th. It's sometime mid-November or something.
I did not. That is K-pop band, right?
Yes.
Sorry, I'm
Yes.
a little old, so I got.
You must know Blackpink though.
I barely know they're a K-pop band. So
In the sense that they are ultra famous. They're like, if you're looking at this like BTS and then it's like Blackpink is right below.
yes, they have Jenny.
Yes, they do.
See, I know my Zoomer references.
Nice.
I got it. All right. So when did you get into K-pop? I didn't know you got into this.
I don't know, dude. I think it's because like passively over time, Dove loves to dance. You watch a lot of K-pop dance practice videos, and then eventually she used to dance around me, and then I'm like, okay, and then I started watching the videos, and then over time, 2 years later, now I'm the biggest K-pop fan. What can I say?
You've changed our tour. You've
I
gone
have.
from hip-hop to K-pop.
Yes, I
What a
have. I
difference.
don't know what's happened. If you put it that way, yeah, that's bad.
No, it's good. It's growth. It's change.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I suppose so. Positively, yeah.
Yeah. Joey, you got anything for Arteezy?
Well, I'm just infatuated like the audience is sitting here watching you talk. I don't actually. Am I supposed to be on the show?
Yeah, you're-
Like,
you're an
I
actual
would
host.
much rather just kick back and be like, "Hey, everybody." No, were you watching the games at the end of the tournament, Artur, or are you just now that you're out, like, are you trying to absolve yourself from Dota and just relax?
Yeah, I know a lot of players like don't like watching TI. At that
I mean,
point.
it's weird. In the past, I think I was like that. I would just like completely sign off. Like I would just try to skip time in a way. Like just do random things, anything I could do to kind of like avoid watching TI. But now I actually watch all the games. I watch them closely. I even watch some of the replays. I feel a lot more interested for some reason. I can't really figure out why.
One of the cool things about the venue being smaller for me right now is it almost has that old Battle Royale feel because like there's pros in the audience, like everybody's just kind of there conglomerating together in the building. It's like, oh wow, like I'm sitting next to Bryle and Loda and we're just like watching Dota and excited with everybody else. So like I think that's one of the better parts of this intimate TI is again you have like the smaller venue. Do you like having like that smaller crowd, or as a player are you more into the big arena audience feel?
Well, if I had to choose, I would rather have a huge one, I think. I mean, because for me, I haven't even gone to the venue after I lost, so I'm chilling, dude. I don't like venue.
Well, you would get mobbed. You have a specific problem with going to the venue.
Well, I went to Arlington after we lost, and I basically started blocking the TV, the green screen or whatever it was, because there would be a huge line forming. of people wanting to sign stuff. So yeah, I mean, it'd probably be the same thing. I feel a duty to do it though, so I think I will eventually go. I guess I lost my timing, right? Because now it's to the other venue.
Yeah, now it's
Yeah,
gonna
no,
be,
okay,
now
well,
it's gonna
never
be-
mind. Never mind.
Now you've got an obligation
Yeah.
to the 30,000 fans there. You got to meet every single one of them.
I mean, that one, I think I enjoy a large crowd a lot more though, because I feel also you get the soundproof booth,
Yeah. Yeah.
which I enjoy a lot, obviously. The
As opposed to the
Most people
maybe
do.
potentially soundproof earphones.
yeah, of course. That's where I like playing. It's like a TI booth. Like I feel all the TIs have that booth. It's like
Yeah.
the same booth. It feels really nice, but I won't have a chance this time.
So
That's fucking sad.
from the fan perspective, with these smaller rotating booths, people have been kind of excited because we get to games quicker, and it's just like game on game on game. Is there benefit for you to be able to turn over quicker? Like, are you preparing on your setup during the last game, or how did that work out from the player side to have that quick turnaround rotating booth this year?
I think it wasn't about that for other players. I think the best part about it is that you're setting up on what you're actually going to play on the stage with. Like you're basically warming up on exactly what you're going to play the match with, which is like, it's like maybe it's a little thing, but it's a little thing that feels like a big thing. It's like, it felt really great to be able to just kind of, when you touch your mouse and keyboard, when you switch back and you walk on stage, it feels really good.
And that's stuff like the desk height or the chair height.
Yeah.
Like that's what matters.
Yeah, it's like everything. It's like maybe your positioning of your mouse, maybe your mouse pad's in the wrong position, maybe your monitor is like a little bit wrong position, and you have a lot of time to fine tune it before you walk on the stage and actually commit to playing the match. So that's why I also feel like there haven't been that many setting issues, because it's kind of like exactly what you're preparing for, even when you test TeamSpeak and all those things.
When going back to the big stadium preference, is part of it, so SVG said that like part of the appeal of like playing under a stadium, he said there's something very primal. It's almost like being a gladiator in an arena. When you're right there in the center and everybody around you is cheering and loud. Do you get kind of that feel?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I definitely understand what he's talking about. It feels a lot different. Even like, I mean, there was a crowd in this venue, but it didn't feel like uproaring to the same degrees.
Yeah.
And it definitely, like last year, when there was no audience, and you just kind of sat there, you face the other team, it feels like you're at a hotel, kind of.
Yeah.
It just doesn't feel like anything.
Big fancy open air hotel.
Yeah.
All right. Well, looking forward, we got the rest of the tournament to be able to finish up.
Yep.
Do you have a personal team that you're cheering for? Because I know the way I feel like it usually goes, all the Western teams that get knocked out, all the Western players, they don't want the other Western teams to win.
Sounds about right.
They want one of the Chinese teams to win, because it's like, you don't want you're basically your rival, and you're your friends too, but you're also rivals. You don't want them to be the one to claim the Aegis. You kind of feeling that way?
Not this year, actually. This year I have, like I'm cheering for, originally I was cheering for LGD, but not for that reason.
Okay.
Like I was equally cheering for Liquid, Secret, and LGD. I just didn't want LGD to lose early, because I feel like they would give the best Dota in the grand final if they got there. But as soon as they lost, I'm Team Liquid fan, and then it's hard. I don't know. It's either between Secret and Liquid for me.
Okay.
Because I'm cheering. I'm really happy for Resolution. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I didn't know that you two were that close.
No, we're not close at all.
Oh.
I just, I just,
You just respect him?
yeah, because he's my generation. Like,
Yeah.
He's like I remember me and him were playing like Star Ladders in like 2012 and 2011 and stuff like that. Not 11, but 2012, 2013.
Yeah. You guys kind of came up at the same time. He had one of his breakout performances on like Empire.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the old school. I remember like Scandal and Rezo and like those guys. Like I remember we played against them online in 2013, and then in 2014 Star Ladders. That was the timeline. Yeah, it was just a lot of history. I remember.
Yeah.
And then he had like a rough couple of years, and then he kind of quit, and he's back, and he's doing a really good job. He's kind of owning the Zoomers up.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, so
So is that your grudge? Is it's like your generation against the new Zoomers coming in?
well, if I
These
have
OGs.
no one to cheer for like hardcore, I'll always cheer for the people that I like played alongside with for a long time.
Sure.
It's nothing against the Zoomers. I just don't know them.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't really like most of them, so it's like but it's not like a hardcore dislike. It's like I don't know, it's like the old feeling, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
It's just Yeah, it's different times, man.
They play Dota differently.
Yeah, they do.
Dota was on the show last week, and he was talking about the fact that he feels like this new generation. In fact, No Tail was also talking about it. He said these guys look at Dota just a bit differently. Does it? Can you feel that when you're playing against them? Because I remember watching our tour streams and being like, you would always be like, why would he do something like that? Like, do you get that feeling when playing against the Zoomers? Like, you don't understand why they would do something?
I mean,
like
I understand, like that feeling. I've been there, like you said.
Yeah.
So that's why I also don't like judge them for, like, when I was young, like when I first got into Dota, I would flame all the older people too. Like I would be like, what is this guy doing? Like, so I try to think about it from that perspective. So like if I see them do something, I would like immediately think it's stupid, but I would think about, try to understand, and then maybe I'll still decide it's stupid after. So it's at least I'm trying to be critical about it.
I'm not gonna lie, Artur. You've grown a lot over the period of time that I've known you. You actually, this interview come off pretty wise about everything.
What? I don't.
You're very
think
mature, very wise. You've got.
I don't feel like I came across wise at all. I feel like I could.
I think you've got this strong sense of understanding. You seem to have another level of maturity. Where do you think, like, do you think that's just natural, just over all of the grind that you've been through and everything?
I don't know exactly what is the cause, but I think there are a lot of factors that contributed to maybe like things I had to learn, things I had to adapt to that kind of contributed to this. But I still think I'm kind of cocky and like an idiot sometimes. But
I mean, just the fact that you recognize the fact that you are cocky and idiot is something, right?
I suppose so. But that bar is really low. It's really easy. It's really easy to know you're kind of an idiot sometimes.
Yeah.
Self-aware.
Yeah.
We talked a second about how some of the Western Europe teams don't want people from their region to win, but I've also heard a lot of players talk about wanting the team that knocks them out to continue to do well, because then there's some copium to they're doing well. Do you subscribe to that at all?
Who did we lose to again?
Which one?
Thunder and Beast
Thunder.
Coast. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Well. No, I can't say I wanted them to. No, I had no attachment. Once I lost, I don't care who wins, and I don't have that feeling now.
Who do you expect is actually going to win then, looking forward? I mean, you mentioned that you were kind of cheering for Liquid and Team Secret. Team Secret to be on a serious tear, but Tundra stands in the way. I think that matchup is super interesting.
I think Tundra's going to win. They're not my favorite team,
Sure,
or anything like that, but I think they will win because their off lane is just way better than. I feel a lot of the safe lanes this tournament are quite bad, and their off lane is quite good. So I think they have been abusing that for a long time. I think Astra has the best safe lane that's in the tournament right now.
Okay.
So, like, are they playing each other at some point? Is Tundra loses to Secret?
If Tundra loses
it's Astra
to Secret,
Liquid and then Tundra Secret in the upper bracket.
Yeah. So the problem I see is that I think if Astra beats Liquid, I don't think Astra's going to win. I think Liquid can actually, if Liquid beat Astra, which is their hardest opponent in my mind, they can actually win. But if Astra beats Liquid, then Tundra plays Secret, beats Tundra, and then Tundra plays Astra. I think that match will be really hype. But I think then Secret will win.
it sounds like a really weird like rock paper scissors.
Yeah, I mean, that's usually how TI is. Like if you think about it, like for our run, if it would have been, we would play Thunder Predator, a team we know really well, a team that knows us really well, and then we just get top 6, and then we would play Secret, given what happened, and then it'd be top 3, and then you just play Tundra, and it's like really fast. Like you don't even realize that how fast you get to top 3.
Yeah.
Lower bracket, on the other hand, is rough.
Yeah, lower bracket is the
every
long,
game,
hard journey.
Yeah, it's definitely rough. Liquid is pulling some magical shit down there.
We were in the arena for the games yesterday, and I'm surprised we even have voices today. It was well, I'm surprised you have a voice today.
You were screaming for Will?
Lubricated.
I mean, I was doing the casting.
Oh shit! Okay, sorry.
So I was screaming for both sides.
I was
Non-biased party over here.
I was playing Overwatch. Sorry, I didn't really.
No. I take no offense to that. All right. Well, that's pretty much it for me.
I mean, we were actually going to talk about the predictions, but we did that naturally. I would like to dive into just like a hair more. So, is there more to Tundra than really just their offlane being super strong? Like, do you think that they are picking things that other people aren't, or are people going to use this weird 5-day break period to try and adapt and see what Tundra is doing to try and counter them? Because it's weird that TI has like this 5-day break now, right?
Before. It is a bit strange. I wonder how it's going to. Like, you know, for example, Liquid, who have played some crazy games over the last, especially yesterday, and now they have this like AFK time, and I think it works negatively for people in those positions, like the ones that are running the lower bracket, the train, because the train has to stop. You know, you're taking like you have to go pee or something. You know, it's rough. So I think it'll work better for the winner bracket teams more. So I think like Secret Tundra are going to be happier about it.
What do you think they're even going to do as a team to like prep for this?
Because like, who's going to want to scrim each other? Probably no one.
Yeah, probably nobody's going to be scrimming each other.
I think it's mostly going to be like conceptual conversations and maybe lane practice and like in-house things. I would say it's mostly in-house things. I don't think scrimming is of like imagine if you. Before the Thunder Predator series, like Liquid decides, like, let's go scrim. Let's say they have the day off and they scrim, and then they play the Thunder Predator series. What's their name now? Thunder
Awaken.
Thunder Awaken, yeah, Thunder Awaken. And then the games go like that. Like scrimming, it doesn't really prepare you for that kind of game. Right. And those games are like very common at TI. So I think most of it is like an in-house conversation, like figuring out how to conceptually deal with things and. How to feel good about them, how to be in the right mindset.
That must be agonizing though, because in that's 5 days of just being in a hotel room with your friends and being like, well, what are we going to do about Marana? Or what are we going to do about a safe lane? Like that's a long time to go one way, then the other way, then back. And
yeah, I mean, it can be bad. I think you just kind of have to, like the attitude that the teams have in this tournament to make it this far is probably a lot more laid back than it looks. Like I think generally teams that make it far at TI are a lot more clowny than it actually looks.
The OG effect, or at least what people see on True.
I mean, OG put a lot of work in. I'm pretty sure, like in the night, they probably did a lot of like draft stuff and all these things. But when it came down to it, they probably didn't like super. While they're in the game, they didn't like get stressed out.
Yeah, they showed the importance of being relaxed and having. There is actually importance to having fun.
Yeah,
in the
for
game,
sure.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, you need to have fun because if you're not having fun, the other team is. You're at a disadvantage for sure.
Fair enough.
So one last time to wrap out before we go home, because the TI games are probably starting now. They don't know this is pre-taped. Yeah. Aster Liquid, who do you think's going to win?
Heart says Liquid. Brain a bit says Aster. They played each other before. I think Aster could have beat Tundra as well. Like I think whatever shit they're on right now, like they're very good. They have a really good understanding of the patch that they're playing, the style that they're playing, and they have a really good understanding of the enemy team that they play against. So I think, I don't know, it's 50-50. It's either one or the other, man.
Somebody told me that Aster was one of the best teams at being able to look at other teams and copy what they're doing and like actually make it work. Like they just seem to have a strong understanding, and then they see other people do certain things. They're like, yeah, we could do that too.
That's the one thing. It feels a lot more advanced this year. People like copy each other so fast. Like we stole the Sven support from Entity within like one game. Like, we lost one game and we just took it the next game, and then we played against Aster, and then they take it right away as well the next game, and then it's just like really fast. Like everyone's just kind of identifying really strong things and trying to either they try to deal with it or they try to copy it.
It's really fast. Any validity to Group A being so much stronger now that we're seeing three of them in the top three?
Is 3 of Group A in the top 3?
Yeah.
Those guys that are top 3s are not real like Group A though. Like who is it? It's Liquid.
Liquid's
the one that stands out.
Yeah, Liquid is the odd person.
Everybody else is from the other group.
Oh, so Group B. Yeah.
You're saying
Group, okay. So yeah, Group A is just group like ass or some shit. I mean, my understanding of it now that I'm out of the term is that Group A was a lot more passive. Like the meta that you played at Group A was a lot different than the meta that was played at Group B.
Yeah.
And usually when that happens, at some point it's kind of like you battle, and that's what it felt like. Group A just was on the wrong road, like where all of us were just farming, you know, and then Group B was like picking tiny mid and fighting and all these things. So it could have been any other way, really. It could be next year, maybe Group A is, maybe it's more even, but I can't remember in other TIs how it goes. Like I can't remember.
I feel like
It
there's
felt-
usually one group that has a better idea of Dota, and
Yeah.
then it always a test for the other teams of the other group to try and adjust.
Yeah.
But yes,
Felt more extreme
this
this
year has been more extreme, I think,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
So the last thing before you wrap out, Tundra Secret. Who are you taking?
I think Tundra. I think Tundra, like blankly, yeah. I think there's not a big chance for Secret. Only things I'll say that both of their offlaners, like both the offlane duos in Secret and Tundra, they're probably one of the bigger reasons why they're winning. So I think both safe lanes are going to be thinking about how to damage control. Like the prep will be a lot about damage control, because both teams kind of need to stop the other lanes snowball, and then it becomes mid versus mid. And I think maybe that's when Secret has an edge, because I think Nisha's probably the best mid. Yeah.
For sure. Well, everybody, the